So now that we've done our first trips back into Fish Creek and we've gotten our samples, just under 200 I believe, that we want to take up to Woody, it's time to get up to Dewey, and Mike Macchesney's up there with Woody. We're going to have Woody and Mike start going through these samples for us and kind of starting to take a look at what's there. So Frank and I are feeling pretty good about what we got. We're going to be looking, hoping there's some gold and silver and other elements in there, but depending on the area where they were pulled from. And they will be logging in each sample what they got and giving us something akin to an assay report and what we were getting and what we're looking at. And then we will be taking all those samples, and I'm not sure which way to go, but we will be taking all those samples and going back to those locations. So we will be narrowing down our area of where we're looking. So it'll be nice to finally have some more narrow target sites, but it's definitely, things are proceeding along, moving along like we were hoping, and all's good. So, and you know, who can blame me for trying to get up 20 degrees cooler to go up and see and spend the day with Woody and bring back a load of peaches for Frank and myself after the visit. So it's all good. So looking forward to spending some time with Mike and Woody and seeing what we got. And I'm thinking we're going to be hitting some pay dirt here today.
I think you guys will get rained on in the honeymoon.
Obviously, the thing we're hoping for with the samples, taking them up to Woody's and Dewey, is we're hoping for gold. We're not just hoping for gold, we're hoping for lode gold. So a lot of the samples are just primarily rocks and things we've gathered that show traces of possibly gold, silver, maybe a lot of pyrite and iron, and we want to have those crushed down and those panned out and see what type of gold content we have in them. Will there be gold? Absolutely. We know some of the samples have traces of gold in them. So we're pretty sure at this point. Gold is where you find it. And you can find gold just about anywhere, especially in Arizona and definitely in the Superstition Mountains. It's the amount of gold you find and what you find it in. So it's more of a process of not just knowing we have some gold in some of these rocks, but what's the content of the rock, what's the matrix, what's the makeup. And as we crush and break them down, we're going to learn more and more about the geological breakdown of the samples we got.
My name is Mike Macchesney, and I'm just a vagrant that wandered in and talked Woody into showing me all he knows so I can kill him later. I was on the original pilot for Legends of the Superstition Mountain, but as I understand it, Frank was the one who screwed me out of it. So I'm gonna get you, Frank.
Mike Macchesney was involved in the filming of Legend of the Superstition Mountains in July of 2014 when we initially started filming. Frank and I were quite happy to see Mike there. He's known mainly for his interpretations of the stone maps, the Peralta stone maps, but he's also been out in the Anza Borrego Mountains searching out there. Mike's a treasure hunter, and he's pretty well known for it, so it was nice getting him involved. But for reasons that were never explained to us, they decided to drop him from the show, and it was unfortunate because Mike's a good guy, and we're happy to have him up there staying with Woody and giving Woody a hand with the samples.
My name is Matt Racer. I've been friends with Woody for about 4 or 5 months. I met him at the Gold Show 2 years ago, and I'm up here just learning everything I can from Woody. He's the master, so that's why I'm here.
Alright. Copper.
You know, I got an eye loop. I got a lighted eye loop that really works.
I got one right
good
here.
in this way.
We'll look at him.
Hold on one minute. Let me go get my lighted eye loop, all right?
All right.
Take a look at this. I'm always good with Frank and Wayne down there doing the samples and bring them up to me. I think that's awesome. No, I trust both of you 100%. I'm very well with that. I'm good with that.
The one you gave me. Here, put it down. Copper, pyrite, a little bit of gold, iron.
Turn the light on. You can definitely see. See right here? It's really bright yellow.
Yeah.
And look at it. It's like a smooth yellow. Can you see it?
Yeah.
That's definitely gold. That's definitely gold. You can see copper in there too, but that's definitely gold right there.
Yeah. We can crush this one down then, right?
Crushed here. Yeah, I need to get my 2-pound hammer to break it a little bit before I mesh it up.
We got some stuff already broke down. We got a bucket of dirt.
The thing is, when I find rocks like this with gold in them, they're worth more to me than crushing it up and getting the gold out of it.
Maybe we'll set that one aside. We got more than that.
You know what I'm saying?
We have more
I'll
than
bring the big one from
As just as a specimen. Sometimes I got a small rock with a piece of gold in it, and it's worth just as much if you weighed the whole thing as gold, just because it's that way.
Yeah. Why Woody? Why the fuck not? Why Woody Wampler? Woody has the experience, he has the knowledge, he has the background, he has the equipment, and he's a good friend of mine and Frank's, so we know we got the trust factor. He has the experienced people to help him in processing the ore, so Woody's the man to go to right now.
And anybody that's a rock collector or a prospector likes to have that kind of stuff. It means more to them. But see, I would not throw that. I would not crush that up. I'd keep it just for play show and tell. I really would. I'm sure you got tons of rocks here for me to crush, huh?
Yeah, some of it's going to be easy. This one's just going to fall apart, I have a feeling.
Boy, that's pretty. These rocks are too pretty to crush.
You got to know what's in there, Woody.
No. He's got a whole pile of them.
I know,
over there.
he's collecting everything.
This has got a lot of mica in it, guy.
Take a look at that.
This one has a lot of mica.
Up as much, yeah.
Take a look at it here, and you can see, you can tell. With it lit up, you can tell.
Yeah.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
Where it's more like glass now instead of the shiny yellow.
Yeah.
That has a lot of mica in it. It looks like gold standing here like this, but it's the mica that's doing that.
Well, it's just
See,
the
look at this.
samples. Yeah, we just broke them off of different areas. So.
Yeah. I'm not saying there's no gold in that. It's very possible.
Yeah, check this one out. Wait.
As a matter of fact, look right here.
Oh, hold on.
I got it. Right there, I got it right there.
Yeah.
The big one.
From the front porch.
Can you see it? Can you see
Yeah,
it? It's a little
yeah.
bit. It's a different color yellow.
Yeah.
How long that lasts?
Yeah, I don't know.
You got the copper, and you got the pyrite and gold.
That's gold.
That's
That's
gold
all
there.
copper. Look at it with the eye loop, and you'll see the difference in
But
it.
the gold, you can see the copper.
Lots of copper, and it's all through the whole rock here.
Okay, we'll crush this one up.
Look at this one.
That's why he doesn't have a crusher.
Flip it over on the other side. Look over here.
Yeah. He likes
All
to
crushed there. Look up here.
Look around his house.
Yeah. Well, every time we go out, I wish I could bring that one.
See all the crust there?
That one home.
Yeah.
I wish I could bring that one home.
Where'd you get this one out of?
House, right? I already got too much shit.
Right. We're gonna be 80 more
It's like those ice cream buckets, you know. it
Did
holds
you
on
mark
to those.
where you got these
We got
from?
back to the house the other
Yeah,
day,
most of
geez,
those
there's
I
a
got
stack of like
we'll
20
mark
of
down.
these.
Hold on a
Off
minute.
of
Hold on a
these.
minute. Too much background noise.
Too much.
Hold on a minute.
Too much Macchesney noise.
Hey. Background noise.
Ah.
I can't hear him when you guys are talking. Please.
Okay.
All right,
All right.
so these bags are all labeled. We got a book. So you'll write down if you crush something up or you get something out of it, and then the other ones I basically know. We'll start with the ones I don't have bagged.
And where you got it?
And then
you got
these
it
ones are
marked
all
too.
bagged, and I know marked at where they came from.
You got them okay.
Yeah, so this one's
See, this would be like my house, just lots of rocks everywhere. You see that? 2-pound hammer.
Back of the truck there.
Yeah.
You don't want to use that motor.
So would there be possibly with the iron that's possibly in this? Would there be anything in it? It looks, or is it just a mixture of quartz and iron?
I think it's just quartz and iron. I don't, you know, it. You know what? It's such a pretty rock. Why don't we just try to bust a piece of it off and
I'd
then
say
grind
do
it
that
up?
because we got more of it.
Yeah.
We have more than this.
Okay.
If I got, I'll have 4 or 5 good samples of this. It's just a good representative piece
Right.
of what's in there. So
Yeah.
I'd say we should probably break off a corner. Well, I break off one of these corners.
One of these corners
When
off
we
over
get the
here.
iron and see what other compositions in it is what I would think. But you're the expert.
I've got to put my glasses on. I don't want chips in the eye or something. And nobody stare at what I'm doing because I don't want a piece of fly hitting in the eye. Can you move this piece of flag out of here for me? Heavy, isn't it?
Yep. Here you go, Woody.
I don't do a lot of this unless I'm just really curious about what the mineralization where I'm at. I want to see what's in that. I definitely would not do this just to get the gold out of a rock. It's too much work. Okay. Is there a classifier right there? No. That's the one I want. You know I got the trusty old blue pan. Got here the blue pan.
Why you use a blue pan, Woody? Talk about why you use a blue pan.
I've used a lot of different pans in my life. A lot of different pans. I used a black pan to start with, but then I couldn't see the black sand in a black pan, and every time I'd suck up the gold, I'd be sucking up black sand with it. And then I actually went to a green pan, and it was really hard to see for me to see the tiny fine gold in the green pan. I finally got smart. A finished pan's blue, so why didn't I just get a blue pan to start with? And I teach prospecting for a living, you know that, right? Every person I take out and teach buys a blue pan. So I use a blue pan and a big flat bottom pan. It's the best I can, for me it's the best there is. It's almost like glass. No, I'm just going right to soapy water.
Why the soapy water?
The soapy water keeps the gold from floating. There's gold in here. Even though gold's 19 times heavier than water, 7 times heavier than lead, it'll still float from the tension on the water. Like, see the muddy water here? Friend, I don't see anything in this rock at all. Maybe. No. I don't see anything that's gold in that piece there at all. Although it is a really pretty rock, and a rock hound or somebody that is really into that stuff don't have one, so it does have a value to it. Okay, let's bust this one.
Let's bust it, crush it all up nice and neat.
Okay,
Should be able to bust up easy because it looks like it's just.
Let me get my glasses back. Yeah.
Trevor, make sure you give me room to stand next to you because Woody keeps looking at me when he talks.
It doesn't matter.
You know, there's a lot of copper in this area, and even in the superstitions, and a lot of times it's really associated with gold. Pyrite too. This is going to show a lot of pyrite. It's going to make that pan just glitter. But hopefully we can do something else in it. Please. Thank you very much. I'm gonna see something. It's just really pretty here, but right now all I'm seeing is pyrite. We'll find out. It doesn't really matter what I'm doing if it has something to do with prospecting. I love it, every bit of it. This isn't part of crushing the rock, but like I tell everybody, you can lose gold in anything and everything, even a classifier. If I just sit here and shook this, all this braces here could have gold on top of it. And if I didn't kill it and get it off of here, I could give it a toss and throw it away. I've done it before. Everybody else has too, probably. Let's see what we got in here. Remember I told you that pan looked like it was going to be just massive in there? You see how that shines? Just full of glitter? person that didn't know any better would think that's solid gold. How bright that is, yellow going across it. Look at it in the light. Looks like it's just massive gold in it, don't it? And all that right there is pyrite. It's pretty though. This is not worth a whole lot. Pyrite, actually, a lot of pyrite has gold in it. If it's a granular type, if it's not cubic, it's still associated with gold. You still have gold in it. Okay, now you see all that stuff floating on top of the water? Can you see it floating? That's the tension on the water that causes that to float. Your gold, your black sand, all that kind of stuff will float on top of the water. If this was your gold, it would be floating. I want to put some soapy water in there. I gotta get rid of that. Put some soapy water in. Everything starts to float and you can't tell what it is. Just from the tension on the water. Every time I pan, I use soapy water, especially so I can see what's going on in the pan. Looks like it has some small gold in here, buddy. It's almost like smaller than flour gold. It's just so tiny. There's some all across the edge right up here. It's got gold in it up here. But I couldn't tell you how much gold is in the rock, but I could, you know, it'd be worth maybe ass sand. Haven't checked out. Even at that, it's just, look how pretty that is in the sunlight. It's like just massive gold in there, don't it? And most of that's all pyrite. That whole rock was like pyrite. I mean, just massive. But again, like I said, it's indicative to gold, so there could be gold with it. A lot of people will pick up a rock that's got pyrite in it, and then throw it, not knowing that there could be some gold in it. So I would sample that, have it checked out. Boy, that stuff actually sticks right to the pan. For me, it's not that much, you know, to say. I do so much testing. A lot of times I'll throw several pieces of gold away because that's not what I'm after. I'm after what I'm trying to find. I'm trying to get the hot spot, got the most gold or whatever, where I want to work at. I don't want to waste my time on 2 or 3 little pieces of gold. A lot of people think I'm crazy, but it's not, you know, that's not what's important to me.
That's part. Yeah. The idea is to know where which areas are. We covered.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to understand, we covered miles of Fish Creek and Horse Mesa.
Yeah.
So it's from all over the place in different mineralization zones. So which one looks the best? Obviously, that looks better. That's that dirty granite or dirty quartz that Frank liked.
It's got some pyrite in it. And copper. Take a look at this right here. And see, just looking at that, looks like gold. Right in there.
Yeah, I see it.
You see it's like a different color of yellow?
Yeah. Let's crush it.
Let's crush it and see what we got.
Yeah,
Shoot the light off.
what
on
it's
that
here
thing.
for.
That is not an easy rock to break. I don't want to. You guys, watch your eyes. Really? Watch your eyes. That would probably have a gold in it. Something really hard to work. I don't have to crush this up. I know it's gold.
What?
I don't have to crush this up. That's very obvious it's got good gold in it. That's all gold across there. Can you see it?
Yep. What's the green that's in there with it? You see that green just right about there? See it?
I'm not sure what that is. Really not. But I know the rest of that's gold. This is so hard.
You want to do that for you, Willie?
You didn't tell me where you got this.
I know where we got it. History Canyon.
The reason I'm doing this is if there's good gold in here, I want to crush that the rest of the way down. I just don't want to throw it away. A lot more quartz in that rock than it looks like, you know? The eye loop go.
Mike's got it.
Mike has it.
You should see it under the loop. It's gold, trust me. Gold all the years. When you look at it, there's green around every bit of metal. There's green, probably cyanide leaching out of the metal into the rock.
That's all gold right up in here. I'll let right up in here.
Go out in the light.
Copper and silver.
Right. That's why it looks real red to me.
All that, it's hard to see, right? And all that right in there is gold. It's not bright yellow like you know.
I don't know if you know this, but
Yeah, take that piece and look at it like that. That's why I said you want to crush the whole thing up. I must have got to get a crusher.
Yeah, it's there. It's all
Take it
through
down to powder. You take it down to powder. Can you see the gold?
Yep, I see it.
So that's why you don't throw it away.
Yep.
Okay, that's a keeper.
Wayne brought a couple buckets of stuff.
Oh, fuck that, yeah. You know, I've only got about 20 of these eye loops.
You're all in the house.
Back of the truck somewhere.
Yeah. I got a couple in the trailer.
Yeah.
So that piece looks pretty cool, but it's all mica. It's all actually like glass, and it's just shining yellow from the sun rays. I'm going to put this out. It's a lot easier to pan if you can classify the material down to about the same size the gold is. It makes it a lot easier. Again, we don't want to throw that away until we find out. This is good red soil. It's got a lot of iron in it. So that's all indicative to gold too. What I'm doing here is I'm bringing it straight up and down, and the material is moving in one direction. It's not going back and forth, and I'm not flipping the pan. If I sit here and try to flip the pan like this, I'm going to throw the gold right out. If I try to walk it like this, I'll walk the gold right out. Go to soapy water. Come here, man, Wayne. See him right there?
Yeah, I see it.
Let's go. 2 little tiny pieces right there. See, that's got everything away from it.
Yep.
You see it? You don't need your eye loops for that. We'll just won't throw that one away. It's a little bigger. You notice how I got everybody's attention when I said it was a little bigger?
Yep.
That's another thing to do when you're sucking up the gold in the bottom. You always want to tap on it and squirt it back in the back of the pan. You run out of suction and the gold's down here, the gold will be in the tube. You go like that and you just throw your gold away. I've done it before. I've done everything wrong you can do wrong. That's what I learned from. Okay, that had one, I didn't see one little tiny piece in that, but it still had gold in it. It wasn't, you know, it's nothing I would crush up. You didn't crush that, did you?
No.
Okay. For what little bit you found, I would not crush. Of course, we only put just a sample in it. We didn't put like a whole pan. If I get like 8 or 10 pieces in a pan, then it's worth me digging it up. If I get 1 or 2 pieces in a whole pan, that's not worth me digging up. I'm not going to dig for that. You do a whole lot of work for just a tiny little bit of gold.
You got these 4? Or?
He's got some down in the sheds over there. He's got more over there. He's probably got a dozen.
I told you that every time I vacuum my floor, I get gold. Or mop it.
Yeah.
There's a lady come to help my mom, so she cleaned our floor, or vacuumed the floor and did the kitchen. And she threw it away. Luckily, I just put a clean trash bag in. So I dumped it out and I panned it out, and she about flipped out. She couldn't believe. Most dry washers have a gap about like this, from here to here, and these things are sitting a lot lower. And what happens, you pour the material in, and it fills up and just pours out the sides.
Okay.
So they have to run it real fast.
Yeah.
So they have to run it real fast. This one here is right up against here. So what material goes in here stops when it gets full right here, and only when it comes off, it'll put more in it. So as it comes out, then it feeds it. It's only going to feed it as fast as it's coming out. And most people run this thing at a way angle like that, they lose about 85% of the gold.
Wow.
There's no directions on most of these to tell you how to run them. This thing should be just almost level, just a little pitch. You should be able to see the ripples and all of this in the gravel and the material just rolling off. They shovel this stuff in and lower this way down, and just all they're doing is pouring the gold in and letting it come right back out again. I tell everybody, you go out to a creek, first thing you do is start checking everybody's tailing piles. Easy digging, good gold, if they're in the gold. So let's set up, I'm gonna set up the
I'm working on it.
the gold well.
I think that was a dig, Mike.
Right straight down right there, so go. Just pulling toward that rock. I can feel the rod pulling over toward that rock. I don't know if you can see it or not, but I can feel the rod pull like this when I'm going across there. And it's in this thing, so I really can't control that rod very well. Come over here and look at, watch the rod. Just come on this side of me and watch the rod. You can tell that I'm not doing it when I do this. Watch.
Yeah, it wants to waver right there, don't it?
See it? I hold my hand perfectly still. It's doing this on me.
Yeah, I see it. It's moving.
Yeah, and when I was trying to do it, here, hold a minute. You have to really focus on goal. And slowly just pull it away. See if it pulls to you. I can see it pull a little bit.
Yeah, I see it a little bit. Doing it when I go to the left. When I go to the right, it doesn't move at all. See how it pulls? And then it goes to the right and it stays steady. But as soon as I go to the left, it pulls away.
Yeah. Watch. I'm not doing that. I'm holding my hand perfectly still, guy. Try it. Just hold it like that and hold it right over the top of it. Just hold it a minute. Turn your hand around. Stick your finger out this way.
Okay.
Hold it like this. Hold it like that. Just hold it like that and stick your finger out and hold it like that. There you go. Pull away from it just a little bit, one way or the other. Watch the rod when I try to walk away from it. See it trying to pop back over there? Just hold my hand perfectly still. Dirt is gold everywhere up on the ground. It's crazy. All the people come up here, go camping. Don't want to dig up my yard.
We will when you're gone, Woody.
So, let's run the go. Let's run the go well. This is the best piece of equipment on the market as far as I'm concerned. Scoop. I need to get a couple of scoops. Let me get a bigger one.
There's one on the table right here. Go this way, right? Sorry.
Yeah.
There we go. Alright, you ready?
We're turning on, we're going to find out this bag over here. When I level this, I level the back end of it. I don't do nothing up front.
Alright, looks good. Won't eat it.
And I like to work smart, not hard.
Oh, wait. Is that from the same place?
No.
Okay, we'll run these later.
I don't know if you can hear me or not. But I could pour material in this thing, 1/2 inch or better, and just run it like this and catch every bit of the gold, even the flour gold. And actually I could run 2 scoops at the same time. 2 people doing it. None of this has been classified. The good thing about this machine, it don't have any carpet to get overburdened. It catches the black sand and the gold, mostly the gold. Where's the other scoop at? My pocket?
In your pocket?
But what goes in's got to come out on this thing, right? So at some point, I got to come out here and clean this. But not yet. Frank has one of these too. My friend Ian has the big one that's right behind you. And we just pour buckets, literally pour buckets of dirt into it. Or shovel into it. If there's any gold in this material, we'll get it.
So when you're looking at a 5-gallon bucket, are you looking at how much? What are you looking for to make say it's worthwhile? Gram a bucket, 5-gallon bucket, 1/2 gram, 1/4 gram.
I would want, if I did a 5-gallon bucket, I'd want minimum of $5 worth of gold in it. Minimum. You know, we do like 20 buckets at a time. You can only carry out so much. And we use a bigger machine over there, and we literally just pour it into it. I go out and test pan, just test panning. I get about $10, $15 worth of gold just doing some test panning to see what material I want. If I'm not into the good gold, I'm not bringing no dirt home.
What's a good day on a 5-gallon bucket? What's going to get you excited, Woody?
Well, what we had right here, to make it feasible to work with it, you should have like $4 or $5 worth of gold in it to make it worthwhile working. I see people go down there in Morristown all the time, and they run all day and work a whole weekend, and they come out with $5 worth of gold. I'm going, really? Yeah, this machine is basically set up just to find the gold, or catch the gold. You get the copper and silver, most of that stuff's going to go right on out of it. It's not heavy enough to catch it. You might find a couple small pieces, but it's not designed for that. It's designed to catch the gold. I can pour pure black sand and gold in this and catch every bit of the gold and won't overburden. You can't do that to any other piece of equipment. And it's very easy to clean up too. Which I'll show you in a couple of minutes.
Hey Woody, how much does a setup like this cost?
This is about $700. I think this one's $649 or something like that. You spend about $100 on a motor. It needs a 2200 motor.
Can you run it off a car battery?
I've gotten rid of every piece of equipment except for this. Almost every piece of equipment. This is all I use now. One, it's not dirty. I'm not breathing all the nasty stuff in. And you can run it off a car battery. Pull that up. As a matter of fact, that's what I used to do with a lot of stuff. I'd pop the hood open and I'd use my battery in my truck. Actually, right now, I'm just running it off of a charger. Off a regular little household charger to charge your batteries on. But yeah, it runs for hours on all of the guys that go out and use those. The pumps like this runs off a battery. Big pumps that we use run off of, like this here, runs off of gas. Actually, I don't even take that off, but that's all right.
No, okay. I thought you wanted to show, so I know you don't usually. But
Here, go ahead and take it off.
it's stuck because you haven't took it off
I don't
in so long.
I don't normally take that off. I normally just tip it up.
But we want to show you what it looks like. So
This is the Vortex, and the water has to go down like this. You have to have enough water in it to make the Vortex work. That sucks the gold down. Okay. You see how clean it is? You don't see nothing overburdened. And that's the way it is. I can run buckets and buckets of dirt through here. And all I end up with is black sand and gold. I don't see a whole lot of black sand in here. Some heavy, little bitty heavies. But I'm not seeing any black sand hardly at all. We'll pan it and see what we got.
And we go one.
Okay. Okay, again, you want to classify it down to where it's easy to pan. Try to get the gold and the sand pretty much the same size. I classify down to 1/16 of an inch, and I look inside of here. Sometimes I find pickers, sometimes I don't. But remember what I told you about dipping it? Make sure that this is all clean. Here, you take a look at that sort of thing. I'm going to go to a clean tub over here.
Let's look here in the
So you can
sunlight.
see. If there was a nugget in there, you'd spot it a half a block away.
All right.
That's all we got out of that bucket to pan.
All right.
That's all we got left to pan after running all that material through that machine. And again, knowing how to do this to keep from losing the gold makes all the difference in the world. You don't flip your pan and you don't walk out like this. You just drop it down and you pick it up slow, straight up and down. I do it about 3 times and I give it a little shake. You see the material going one direction. I'm just trying to get the lightest off on some of the black sand to make it easier to pan. Some people will disagree with me because they pan different, you know, but this is, as far as I'm concerned, the best way you can do it. And I've been doing this for many, many years. And you can check all my stuff, there's not much gold come out. Again, I never put a pan in a circle. I never run the material in a circle. I just bring it straight down. I run the water around and bring it straight down. There's some pretty good black sand in there. Oh, wow. I see yellow. Can you see? I'm gonna work that on down and take the black sand out.
I think I gotta keep some.
There's thousands of people that cannot separate the black sand from the gold.
Oh, there you go.
And this is part of the classes I teach. You actually don't, some people will be mad because I tell them you don't need all that equipment. All you need is a pan. And you just take your time and you walk it right on out. even though you got gold in here, come here a minute, Wayne. I want to show you something here. I don't know if you can see it with your naked eye or not. Can you see the tiny flower gold up there?
Yeah, I do. Really small.
The flower gold's nice. Finding in the rocks, you can find gold just about anywhere back in those mountains if you crush enough rock. But we're looking for more concentrated gold. We're looking for lode gold. If this is something that's broke off or tumbled down a canyon and came here, and we're finding very fine flower gold, it's probably per ounce, ounces per ton isn't worth it to us. So I definitely, it's good to know. It's a good indication that there's gold in the area, but it's also an area we want to follow up and possibly take samples around it to see if we find any better stuff.
Really tiny, and that machine catches that.
Wow.
That is so tiny. Clear over there.
What is this right here?
That's all gold. All of that's gold, and there's some little gold. So, what I would like to explain to you about that, out of the bucket you got, I wasn't there when you picked up the dirt, but there's definitely gold where you were at. But here's the whole point. How deep did you dig to get that dirt? Did you go down 12 inches, or did you move some stuff out of the way and then dig?
Yeah.
And see, you should have took what was laying right on top, because you probably would have got better gold.
Okay, so what we got in here is a bunch of pyrite. You can see the pyrite, right?
Yeah.
There's pyrite. It's shining too.
A lot of that's iron. That's just like a little bit of iron ore.
Yeah.
But the gold you got might be really good placed. You got it, but you really need somebody that, I hate to say, know what they're doing.
So I should take you, not Frank?
I'm not going to say yes, but yeah.
Sorry, Frank.
Yeah.
Sorry, Frank.
Frank's good. Don't get me wrong.
Frank's
He's my partner.
good.
He's
Frank's
good.
good. Frank's good. Hey, that one piece, Frank. You know, we got
But-
gold out of it.
See, what a lot of people don't understand in Arizona, the gold doesn't work its way to bedrock, like a lot of people think it does. Everybody says you got to go to bedrock to get the gold. When it rains, the gold comes off these hills and goes into the creek.
Yeah.
It's only going to be as deep as the material that's moving. So if you got 6 inches of material moving, that's all the deeper the gold's going to be, maybe 7 inches.
They'll get you.
You're all moist.
A lot of heavies in this, a lot of black sand, a lot of little black rocks. Kind of stuff I tell you got to find to get gold out of it.
I told Wayne when it was all clear when they got here, I said, look behind you, like where Ian's house is. I said, on the other side of the mountains. That'd be
I'm going to move over here to a cleaner tub so you can see what's happening in my pan. It's hard to see with that muddy water. You see the material going one direction out of my pan? Lots of black rock, lots of heavies. You know, a lot of people say go find the black sand to find the gold, but that's not true. You really want to look for the heavies and the heavier rock. That's where the gold's going to be. I can find black sand everywhere without gold. So you always find, only once I've ever found gold that didn't have black sand in it. And that was out at Rich Hill. We were just shocked. We couldn't even pan it. We had to put black sand in it to pan it. That black sand actually what holds the gold so you can work it. See the tiny gold up on top? most of it's flour gold. I shake it a little bit like that so it's not locked up on me, and walk it right down. This is really, really important. This is the final finish. This is what you got to be able to do, or you never really get to gold separated.
So Woody, do people generally, they start seeing this, and do they get so excited about this that they lose everything else?
Oh yeah, because they think that's all there is, and they're going to get a lot of that. And they throw the other stuff away, not realizing that that adds up too. You know, that you want to keep it all. This right here are what I call small nuggets. They'll bounce in the pan, they'll clunk. So, and you can pick those up with a metal detector.
Hey Woody, we found gold.
Got gold.
We got gold. It's a start. We said there was gold there. We
Doesn't
found
like to
gold
get
there.
skunked, right? See, when we was doing that show, we didn't have time to do all of this. Didn't have time to sit there and test and test and test. You know, you test it with a metal detector, that's not going to tell you where the gold's at. Only if a big chunk's laying there or something, you know, or nuggets.
What next? Now we take the samples Woody's going to be going through over the next few weeks. We start pinpointing those areas. It's going to cut down our search area tremendously. We also have other leads on other things in those areas. So now we have better target sites. Instead of working an area that's something like 5 miles wide and 10 miles long, we're going to be able to look at concentrated spots and schedule ourselves in to hit those spots specifically. So we're going to save ourselves a lot of time and a lot of money. You might be asking yourself, where's everybody? Yeah. Somebody's like under the same thing. Go.
Well, I can tell you one thing about Tom Holland. He's forgotten more than most of us will ever know. And he has a habit of remembering.